An officer's use of deadly force against a suspect is legally defined as a seizure. An officer may use force when detaining a suspect. But when is it legal to use deadly force? In a case called Tennessee v. Garner, the Supreme Court of the United States said that an officer may not use deadly force unless an officer reasonably believes that a suspect poses a significant threat of death or serious physical injury to the officer or others. When determining whether the officer's actions were reasonable, the court considers three things. 1, the crime being committed. 2, whether the suspect posed an immediate threat to the safety of the officer or others. And 3, whether the suspect resisted arrest or attempted to escape. Although the legal standard for the use of force is well established, each case is unique. When deciding whether excessive force was used, the courts consider all the facts known to the police officer at the time the lethal force was used. Of course, these facts differ with each case. In looking at all of the circumstances that bear on an officer's use of force, the courts may consider the officer's training and the police department's policies. When deciding whether an officer's actions are reasonable, the courts try to avoid using hindsight and instead try to consider an officer's actions from the perspective of an objective police officer on the scene. The Supreme Court has emphasized that determinations of reasonableness must acknowledge that officers are often forced to make split-second judgments in circumstances that are tense, uncertain, and rapidly evolving. Because civil rights violations are not criminal, when a court finds that an officer has used excessive force, the courts do not imprison the officer or impose a criminal penalty. Instead, when a suspect's Fourth Amendment rights have been violated, a court ordinarily awards monetary damages. When there is concern that violations of the Fourth Amendment have become routine practice at a police agency may also be subject to suit. When an agency is found to have routinely violated the Fourth Amendment through its policies and practices, a court can order a change to those policies and practices.